Episode 112. The dungeon run continued. The first boss, the Goblin Patrol, was the real deal, a mindless DPS machine. With nothing but overpowering physical attacks, this high-damage brute was a nightmare for the average player. But against a true master of mechanics, it's nothing more than a plaything. The Goblin Patrol's aggro was now entirely on Lord Grim, who was leading it on a merry chase. The five of them unleashed their full firepower, and the first boss was down in moments. No one stopped. They charged straight toward the next objective, not a single glance spared for the boss's loot. This was the race against the clock record-breaking pace Yi Xiu had drilled into them from the start. Don't waste time looting. Just walking over, crouching down, and picking up the drops would take a second or two. The path beyond the first boss isn't much different from the start either. The five of them continued their opening maneuvers, with Steamed Bun Invasion remaining the focus of Ye Xiuxiu's attention. 8 out of every 10 commands were directed his way.
You're so talkative, God. What's your zodiac sign?
Bunny Invasion's remark nearly sent Ye Xiu to an early grave with a smile on his face. It took him a good while to recover.
You're our secret weapon, Baozi. The whole team's counting on you to deliver.
A secret, not bad.
Steamed Bun Invasion was overjoyed.
Do a good job. And make sure you use that throw lock properly.
Got it. With that, Steamed Bun Invasion's face lit up. Calling him a secret weapon wasn't just idle talk from Ye Xiu. The thug's level 15 skill, Lock Throat, didn't do much damage on its own. But the 50% reduction in physical defense for a target under the throat lock is an incredibly powerful support effect. Though it only lasted 2 seconds, in a team fight, 2 seconds was more than enough for a full-on assault. Besides, Steamed Bun Invasion was now level 25, and the skill gained a rank every 5 levels, so his throat lock was already at rank 3. With the Brave's Claw adding an extra level to Strangle, it becomes a level 4 Strangle, lasting a full 3.5 seconds. The highest level boss in Frost Forest is only level 25, so there's no level suppression. This 3.5 second effect could be fully utilized, essentially granting the entire team a 3.5 second buff that boosted their attack power by 50%. Bunny Invasion managed to lock down the Goblin Patrol Captain 3 separate times. That gave the whole team a full 10 seconds of boosted damage, saving them a ton of time. Against the smaller mobs along the way, Steamed Bun Invasion used his throat lock as soon as it came off cooldown. The target he grabbed instantly became the entire team's focus for a concentrated assault. Steamed Bun Invasion suffered quite a bit for this, because using throat lock didn't grant him invincibility, nor did it completely paralyze the target. The victim could still struggle and fight back with both hands. However, just like the defense reduction, the target's attack power is also reduced by 50% while being choked. If not for that, Steamed Bun Invasion would have been smashed flat by the Goblin Seeker's spiked club the moment he used Lock Throat. Second, Suma Cheng warned the whole team before stepping forward to pull the boss, this time playing it straight without any fancy suppression fire. Once the boss charged out, it was the 4 of them on the receiving end. After clearing out another wave of mobs, they rushed forward to gang up on the second boss. Steamed Bun Invasion continued his throat lock support, and the second boss was also quickly pushed back. They proceeded without a single misstep, finally arriving at the final boss of the Frost Forest, Dungeon Frost San. No more words were needed. Their strategy had been discussed thoroughly over the past few days. The first to charge in was Tang Ru's character, Cold Mist, but Frost Xian was already aware. Raising its blade and striding forward to meet her, Han Yanru darted diagonally, circling to Frost Xian's flank. Before he could turn, a rising sky strike was already in motion, sending him skyward. Han Yanru followed up, continuing her assault. The combo she unleashed with her spiral strike sent Frost Xian airborne for even more hits than Lord Grim had managed before. Of course, the floating, Combo locked Frost Xion couldn't take it and instantly teleported away. Ye Xiu had been waiting for this exact move, tracking the likely direction of the teleport. Lord Grimm had already used a shadow clone technique to flash into position. Frost Xion blinked to his previous spot, only to be met by Lord Grimm's Sky Strike, which sent him flying back once more. Baozi, Ye Xiu called out. Baozi was already dashing forward, his hand shooting out to grab. His throat lock clamped down precisely on Frost Xion's neck. Nice, praised Ye Xiu, spinning around to unleash a rapid 3-skill combo. Han Yanra's Battle Spear, Wind Calm Smoke's Cannon Shells, and the Meddlesome Mage's spells all struck at once. Even Steamed Bun Invasion got in on the action, smashing a brick directly onto Frost Xian's head, making the creature shriek in pain. Frost Xian, small and light, was completely helpless in the chokehold. A solid 3.5 seconds, not a single 0.1 second short on Lord Grimm's side. The level 25 spear form of Thousand Chance Umbrella boasted an output of full 10 levels higher than the level 25 purple weapons wielded by everyone present. The white flash at its tip danced out like a flurry of snowflakes. 3.5 seconds passed in a flash. During that time, Steamed Bun Invasion took 2 hits from Frost Xion. This NPC wasn't a complete idiot, even while being controlled by a skill like that. He could still retaliate. He'd stubbornly crane his neck to find the target that had drawn his aggro, always going after whoever had just controlled him for a moment. In that sense, the throat lock is a taunt skill that forcibly shifts aggro. But if you're trying to use it to save the day, you'd better time it just right. Rogues don't have the high plate armor defense of knights. Even with the target's attack reduced by 50% in a chokehold state, if you're up against a ferocious boss, the player getting one shot is still a foregone conclusion. Sadly, Frost Forest lacked the power to break free. Once locked in the chokehold, it truly seemed to be struggling. 3.5 seconds passed in a flash. The moment Brawler let go, he quickly downed a health potion. This wasn't the basic stuff from the beginner village anymore. This was the top-tier potion provided by the Tyrannical Ambition Guild, crafted by their own alchemists. Perfect for players around level 20. Freed from its bindings, Frost Xion immediately turned its attention back to its current target of Hatrada Cold Mist Soft. But Lord Grimm's weapon was too domineering. After just a few strikes, he'd already snatched the aggro back. This wasn't a tense issue. Everyone present was an operations expert, skilled enough to handle the MT role on pure technique. Frost Xian moved swiftly, but under the combined assault of these few, he was already battered and bruised, barely dodging a single attack. With his chokehold skill on cooldown, Bung's invasion switched to basic attacks, punching and kicking with the standard thug style. The new level 25 skill, Poison Coating, had long since been smeared on his claws and raked across Frost Xion's body. Frost Xion shrieked incessantly. Trapped, the moment Blink's cooldown ended, he tried to use it again. He did manage to teleport, but Lord Grimm was already waiting for him on the other side. With a flick of his spear, he sent the creature tumbling right back. With a shout of "Baozi!" Steamed Bun Invasion rushed forward, and Frost Xion was once again grabbed by the neck like a chicken. It didn't take long for Frost Xion's health to dip into the red. But they'd already practiced dealing with the boss's enraged state a good 8 times. Now, with the purple weapon, clearing the mobs had already thrown some curveballs compared to their drills. But against the boss itself, they stuck to the plan. Plus, this crew were all top-tier operators, not your average pros. They were worried about making a mistake against the fast-moving Frost Xion, so in the end, Frost Xian's Red Blood Ultimate, the Whirlwind of Blades, didn't even get unleashed once. The 5 of them bullied him from start to finish, and in the end, Brawler's invasion choked him by the throat one more time, leaving him to hang unwillingly from Brawler's hand.